You want a content plan that actually converts and is simple enough to follow. It just makes sense in your brain. I'm gonna share one with you. On this channel, you know we help you grow your real estate businesses through really powerful strategies that allow you to have time and actually have a life. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you are all about that. My name is Alisia Krastel, and we'll get started. In this video, I'm gonna show you what categories to make content in so it covers having connection and evidence of success, which together builds your authority in the community and makes people come up to you and say, please be my realtor, instead of you having to compete all the time. I'll show you the 3 categories, walk you through how it works, and then at the end, I'm gonna give you some tips on how to convert faster. And I know these work because this is what I do, and this is what I teach in the Empowered Agent community, and there have been so much success. First, there are 3 buckets if you think of content. 3 buckets or categories of content types that you're gonna make. And that is real estate, location, and you. The real estate bucket is the actual inner workings of real estate to show that you know what you're doing. That's home tours, answering frequently asked questions from people that you know or clients that you've had, seller contribution, the real estate process, talking about contingencies. You're literally talking about the real estate process. Bucket 2 is location. That's showing that you know the area. It could be comparing neighborhoods. It could be highlighting a business that you like, or duetting or doing a video with a company that you like, or a doctor, a school principal. It could be pros and cons of where you live or what it's like to where you live. The 3rd bucket is you. The good part about the you category is that everyone can do it. And regardless of how hard you try, you are always gonna come across on screen. So some of this will be natural in your other videos with real estate and location. Part of you is gonna come alive, but you can also do specific videos on how you make something like a strawberry shortcake, or why you love this restaurant, what your hobbies are. If you like pickleball, maybe it's a video of you playing pickleball. I love using hook points intentionally. If you want to know about hook points and how to use them, I have a video I'll link below about it. But those are ways for people to get to know you. Maybe it's a logo, maybe it's a color that you love, or maybe you love flamingos and they start to know you from flamingos. Doing videos in these 3 categories have gotten people to where they know me as a human, but also they know when they pass a crab sign and they're in Indiana, they're thinking of me. And that is huge. It's one thing to get people to know you and like you because you're a good person and they just like your personality. But then when we add in that evidence of success, that's what gets people to be like, yes, she is a great real estate agent. That's what builds the authority and gets people to convert. If you're just liked, you get friend zoned. But if you only have the evidence of success, people don't trust you. So you can have both. And it's very easy to elevate yourself above every other agent in your market by doing this. So a little hack here is when you're thinking about, well, what am I going to post like that? What could I post? Mostly doesn't matter that much as long as it's in those categories. So I use the 80-20 rule a lot. 80%, just do whatever you want. 20%, you should try to be highly intentional about what you're posting. Make sure that it is nailing something in the real estate industry, nailing something in location, or nailing your personality. But mostly, just do whatever you want if they fall in those categories. What will make these videos or posts even better is that if you know who your audience is. So there's a couple tips here. Who are you talking to? One way to be better at this is to figure out who are you talking to? Specifically, they're not buyers or sellers. For one, people don't like to be called sellers or buyers, so they're going to be homeowners or home buyers. And if you make it too broad, you're not going to be talking to anyone. So you specifically want to do videos, if you're talking about something real estate related, you want to talk about seller contribution. You don't want to say all the things ever to know about seller contribution. You want to specifically talk to a seller. What are the advantages and disadvantages? Talk to them about it and have the seller in mind. If you're like, I don't know who I want to talk to, that's very simple. Take your last transactions for the year and figure out who your favorite clients are. Figure out what their opportunities were and the things that you went through in their transaction, and make posts or videos about those. What most people don't realize is that if you make videos for those people, you will attract more people like them because they're going to have the same questions, the same issues. So you're going to attract people who are just like those clients that you said were your favorite. It doesn't always have to be problems either. It could be opportunities. Maybe you help them see a really great opportunity. Which bucket do you think is easiest for you to make content around? You, real estate, or the location? Let me know below. Each of your categories can be a post, could be a story, could be a video, whatever kind of content you like to create the most. But I'm going to give you some tips to help create engagement and make more engagement and get the conversion faster. One is to do it in a way that you can actually engage. So if you do it in stories, someone can DM you directly from the story. So if they have an answer, if you do a poll, that comes directly to your DMs. That gets you engaging into a conversation. We all know conversations lead to clients. If we think of these content pieces as less of like advertising and more of inviting people into a conversation, inviting them into knowing what you know about real estate, it really helps formulate the relationship, develop the relationship, instead of just being one-sided. At no point in any of this am I saying, so who do you know who's going to buy or sell real estate in the next 60, 90 days? That's not happening. And I know a lot of people say, well, how do you get the client? How does it come? It comes through the conversation and the authority building. They reach out to you. You really never have to say anything because you're building that authority through content, and then you're connecting with them. This next tip will take your content from basic to so next level that people are going to be like, you are not like any other realtor I've ever met. It's context. 50 agents can talk about seller contribution and blah, 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 seller contribution. They're given a credit from the seller, right? But what if you put context in there? And by context, I mean insider information that you know and shows that you know above and beyond. You know it local, you know it, whatever it is, the detail. Let's say, for instance, that you've looked up a certain zip code and you know that 45% of this neighborhood got a seller contribution in the last 30 days. That's amazing context for you to provide on just a very basic stat that you can tell people in your sphere either through email, and I consider email content, through a post, through a video, that, hey, Perry Hall Farms, 45% of the houses here give a seller contribution. So if you're looking for a seller contribution, that is one neighborhood that we might want to hit. Do you see how that just went from like, okay, cool information, but that $10,000? How much, maybe you look up how much seller contribution is being offered in that neighborhood, and you show a list, right? Here's the 25 houses that are sold. Here's the 12 who have seller contribution, and show them the numbers. That is so next level and just so simple to do. Real estate, location, you. Now that we're still in the convert faster phase, right? You're making the content of real estate, location, you, and we're converting faster by engaging, and we're adding context. If you want to like catapult that into converting faster, you want to comment on your ideal client stuff. So it's not your content. Your content is now becoming the comments on their posts. So on your list of A's, if you have them, or your clients that you like the most, the people in your life you like the most, you're going to go to their social media and you're going to comment, support, share their things, because that gets awareness about you, and then they end up seeing your content. On Facebook, LinkedIn, like everywhere basically, that every time you comment even, or you make any kind of post, even a story, your little face pops up in a little circle. And every time that you do that, they are reminded of you. And part of our jobs, we like to say, is keep top of mind. That is such a simple way to do it. There's nothing salesy about commenting on your friend's post and then them seeing your face. Yep, there's Alisia. Yep. Over and over again. It's like free advertising. This might seem obvious, but listen to them. If they're commenting, if they've asked questions, and then answer the question. Tag them in it. Or do a video on a question someone asked you and then send it to them separately. Say, hey, I made this video because of the question you asked. That is adding fuel to your already amazing content strategy. And whenever possible, if you see the opportunity to involve someone in your content, that means if you have an entrepreneur in your sphere, highlight them in your content. If you have a business owner who you haven't met yet, but you want to formulate that relationship, highlight them in your content. If you do a magazine, put them in your magazine. Whatever you can do to support those people, that will come back to you tenfold. Now that you know what kinds of things that you should be posting and what actually converts, so you don't sabotage yourself on this, is that there has to be a huge ego check here, because your videos and your posts with the least amount of views will usually be your most converting pieces. So if you do something and it doesn't get a lot of interaction, that's okay. It's probably very specific, or it's one of those things where like it's not something that they're going to interact with. They're going to DM you separately. They're going to message you later. They're going to, when they see you at a party, say, oh, I saw that post. It's fine. Your most impactful posts are usually not the most viewed or liked. Treat every single one of these posts or videos as a portal to your relationship, to deepen or to create one. It's always a door, a portal to make it happen. Now that you know what kinds of posts to create, do you want to know where to put it, what platforms you should be on, and how often? I'm going to share that with you in the next video.